The
Guys,
war,
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna come back. It was nice to meet you all.
Okay,
I'm sorry
Helena.
for the
bye
It's
call.
bye.
okay.
Thank you, Irina.
Nice to meet you.
Gonna
Good
come
luck.
back.
Glad
You're
to.
so
Bye.
adorable.
Take care.
Bye.
You too. Take care.
I just want to say something. It's because this war was with the CEO, the owner of the company. So if we have to claim to ethic line or something like that, it's not going to work because it was the owner. The only thing is that she decided to fight, but to fight with her to be stronger, to be stronger, yes. And that works. I just want, I just, I can say that that's work, no more. It's hard. Is with this doesn't happen in 1 month or 2 months. This happened in years because this was a lot of years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
she is still working in that company, and now the situation is different. This the CEO obviously is falling in love from her, but he doesn't do anything to be close to her because he knows that maybe this is so weird, but he knows that if he does something with her or try to do something with her, she's going to quit. So he prefers to be calm and don't do anything, and that she stay working with him.
That's
Yeah, but
It's
this
that's
is the
weird,
great.
so
problem.
weird. But the thing was that the war was with the powerful man in
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
case.
I agree
Yeah,
with
we
you,
should take that
Margarita.
into
Like, this is the
consideration.
problem that your friend is stronger and he cannot do anything with her. But imagine that at the same company, if there is a woman, the same guy is doing with, okay, he's just trying with other woman who is not stronger. So my point was that if he cannot do with your friend because she's stronger, he will try to find someone who is not stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
I
right.
agree on
It's
that point.
difficult.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
difficult. It's difficult, and
Yeah,
that is the thing that we need to work when life show these kind of situations. Maybe in with the no with not the with that with not the first time, with the first situation hard that we could be have, but maybe it's a message that life is giving us, that we need to work in that to be stronger in that kind of that thing, in that kind of things. Maybe it's that it's a message. It's just that,
hmm
but it's not the first time. That the first time is going to be like you get mm, uh, a when people, I don't know, when you have a kick, someone kicked to you and you were knocked out. So it's difficult, but with the
yeah.
time, you are going to
Thanks,
understand the
Margarita.
message.
Thanks, Margarita, so much for the story as well. It was really somehow impressive in a way. And like, sorry guys, I want to let Mustafa speak as well because I remember he wanted to say something. Mustafa, are you there?
Yes.
Do you wanna
Thank you.
continue?
Thank you, Daria. I just want to add an extra point, which is crucial. In our societies, I did live in Algeria and now I live in Qatar, and both of them are Arabic countries. Here is the point: women are more powerful than men in our societies. You may ask how. It's a shocking fact. We have so called community law. If you see a bad deed, you must, it is an obligation, you must to fix it, whether you are men or women. It's rarely to be harassed by men in our societies, because if you do that, you are not going to be safe. And for example, a situation in a bus, if a woman is going to be harassed in front of other people, it's an innate response to defend or to act in order to protect the women. And for men, it's rarely to be harassed by women, actually. There is another kind of harassment in my societies, which is verbal, not physical, if you get my point.
Yeah, sure.
It's verbal harassment. It means that guys in our societies say bad words, maybe describing the physical appearance of a woman who is, for example, next to him at the bus or walking through the street. It depends on the situation, okay? That's what's happening in my societies. I speak about Algeria and Qatar. Okay, so I agree with Aikip. It depends on the society itself because harassment you can see it in all over the globe, but reactions differ from one country to another. Depends on the nature of the community or the society there.
Yeah, that's so true. And thank you for the idea for sure. Like, the actions should also coincide with the society we live in. Just like I keep was talking about Germany and how it is very easy to just like tell on someone and
Sorry
get
for
them
interrupting
punished.
you, Daria. I have a question for you. Do you have such verbal harassment in Russia, for example?
Yeah, for sure. I guess it's a common thing everywhere. And the physical harassment is a common thing everywhere, in my opinion, just like maybe to some more or less extent. For example, talking about Arabic societies, of course, I don't know that much about Algeria, but I heard about Egypt and their harassment in the buses. It's a very common
Yes,
thing,
that's
and
true.
there is a thread there on Reddit about it, where multiple women, both visitors and natives in Egypt, are talking about how they are harassed in the bus, and it's an Arabic society as well. So
Yes.
again, maybe about the whole um, laws of a particular country thing, just like in Germany, for example.
It starts with the verbal harassment, then develops to be physical. Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, hi, Irene.
So I heard you talking about harassment in different countries. So, and I want to add that there is maybe not particular harassment, but abuse. And moreover, it can happen in some families, and some women just suffer from this situation with uh, abusive and manipulative relationship. So I guess that's the problem of particular people. And of course, it can happen not only in Russia or somewhere else. It just depends on women suffer that and on men who provide this abusive communication and harassment towards women. And moreover, a lot of young children who grown up, such families who are raised in such families, they can have some problems, mental problems, because of such.
I do agree with you, Erin, if I'm pronouncing it right. I think it depends. Well, of course, your culture, your tradition plays an important role, but also your upbringing, how your parents reacted to each other and to you, how they taught you to behave, you know. So it changes a lot. Personally, I've been born in a society where like my Thankfully, my parents were really open, considerate of everything, and they taught me that. But I've seen other people like abusing their power and on women. So yeah, I kind of get what you are trying to say.
Yeah, and the most scary thing that men, that men of such families, so to say, parents, they can do some harassment towards their own children. And it's, I think, the worst part, because when children say they are abused in their families, or maybe they have also sexual harassment, for example, from their stepmothers or stepdads. So I think it's insulting, and it has some points of degradation.
Guys, I
Sorry for
say I have
interruption.
to go.
I have to leave.
Goodbye. And
So
me
it
too.
was a pleasure to have such wonderful debate with you.
It was
Everybody,
nice to
goodbye.
meet you,
And I
Mustafa.
look forward to see you next.
Thank you,
Inshallah.
guys.
Me
By the
too.
way,
See
hi
you.
Olga, how are
Hi,
you?
Have a
Olga,
good night.
Dalia, Mustafa, Akif, Bruna, Yarin, Akshat.
Yes,
And
it's correct.
have a good
Thank
Akshat.
you.
day or night. I don't know. Bye
Night.
You too. You too.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Take
bye.
care,
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
So, guys, we talk a little bit about like when there is a power imbalance of power, and then someone tries to like try to talk or like having a relationship. But what do you think when there is a consensual relationship, but there is a still imbalance of power? Do you think it is okay to have such relationship?
Okay, so I can give a real life example of this. Well, you don't know me, so I can share it. It's in my family actually. So I have this uncle. He beats my aunt. He abuses his power. It's really bad, and we don't like me, my mother, like my family, her sister actually. So my mother is her sister, my aunt's sister. So we don't like it and all. We try to protect it. But on the other hand, when it comes to tradition and culture and all, so my aunt's mother, who's my grandmother, she's like, no, you should go back to my uncle and all. It will be okay. Just give some time, listen to him and all. And it's never okay. So there is kind of consensual, like she kind of loves him, but then there is an abuse of power between them.
I suppose that's because of some framed relationship in many countries where there is patriarchat, and many women start to undergo this traditional abusive relationship. And I feel really bad for this, because nowadays all women all over the world have power to decide what they want to do and how they like
Mm,
to live. And sometimes such traditional things and old-fashioned relationships can hurt women so much.
yeah, that's true. I think it depends on the upbringing as well, because like before, like women, they weren't taught to be independent. So like right now, my aunt is mostly depends on my uncle for money, for everything. And it's different. Like if the woman is independent, generally, it's much more easier for her, or like for the person, for the relation to go on, to continue on a good relationship, I mean.
It's complicated, really
Yeah,
complicated
it's complicated.
topic.
Yeah.
But my question is, if I were a woman, let's say I were, because it's
You
supposition.
are a woman.
I felt I were a woman in that scenario, in that cultural
Yeah.
scenario. That's what I mean. Uh, I think I would keep my focus in. I'm gonna try to teach my boys. I mean, my children that are boys, that they should respect better their wives in the future. That's
Yeah,
what the
sure.
way I'll try to work it, because I can change everything around me, but I can teach my kids, my boy kids. The
Mhm.
only thing I require for you, if you accept my love, is that when you become a man, I don't want you to become like your father. I want you to treat your wife better. That's the way I'll try to change things in that scenario.
Yeah, and especially I think for the girls, just because they not should, but they could undergo such relationships just to care for themselves, because it is very important. And of course, we can't fix any families with these problems, but at least people who are not against it, we can fix maybe minds and tell that nowadays all people can be independent. And I suppose if it happens in any family, first of all, they are families and they should care for themselves, for those who near them, for their relatives and for their wives and children, because sometimes it can be very hard to live with people who even don't love you and who don't even care about what you feel, what you think, and what you want to be. And I suppose it's a problem of somehow of modern world, because some people don't even have their protection and their responsibility to live how they live in modern families.
I, I agree with you there.
Because I have to say that as cash, as a cash,
Yeah, it's Akshat, but yeah, doesn't matter
Akshat,
actually.
Akshat, Akshat,
Akshat.
Akshat, you seems to be a man different from your uncle. So you have a
Well,
different mindset. So I hope when you have your woman, you will treat her better in better ways and give her more a chance to be more free, to be more to feel free and secure. And I think that's how we can change a society. We need to teach the boys that they should learn how to treat better the women's, like
yeah,
their
that's true.
sisters and their future wives. So I think that's how we can start to change that scenarios in those countries where there is such a pattern.
Yeah, you're right. I totally agree with you. Like, I think something happened like before in my family, so that's how my mother taught me to be like more considerate of women, and uh, it's how come I'm really open about everything if
That's
it comes
great.
to.
That's great, and I hope when you have your sons, your boys, like men, you teach them also that values that you should respect women, and don't treat it how they were not worth. No, they are not properties. They are human beings. They are equals, and they deserve to be loved and respected.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
Olga, any opinions?
Well, no, sorry, I'm being so awkward.
By the way, how was your concert?
What? Which concert?
I, you were not concert. You were gonna play at.
Oh boy, this is the ideal time to bring that up. No, I was just the funerals were okay.
The funerals were okay.
Yes, yes. So
Funeral.
yeah. this is my job. I was replacing my friend. I was playing at the funerals because he plays at the
Oh.
funeral.